Okay, if I can manage to get this in one take, maybe I'll publish this right away. Let's hope so. I'm wearing my little hat. It's very sunny. I feel like whenever the sun is shining, you really just have to wear a hat. I have to, or I just get too hot. I feel like I'm gonna die or something. I got this necklace today. It's really pretty. I'm pretty sure those are diamonds, but I haven't tested it yet. It was from auction. I'm not selling that one. And I love this one. This one came in one of the Goodwill blue boxes. And I love it because, you know, those that know. Anyhow, and I love how you can put your thumb in there. And it's just like a thing to fondle. Anyways, I love it. So I think these two look pretty good together. I'm starting to wear jewelry again. I didn't wear it for a long time. More gallons affected my ability to wear jewelry because it made me really itchy wherever it touched my skin. I didn't like anything touching me. All right, well, no, I like the shades a lot better. Anyhow, so let's talk about what we're going to talk about. I've launched a new channel called I Read Old Media. Let's see here if I can show it to you. So this is my new channel, and the first article, yeah, okay, there's the cover. So there is the Does Oliver North Tell the Truth? That's the one I thought would be great to read. Oliver North has been relevant in the past 5 years, from what I remember, hearing his name here and there. And I thought it would be a great way to launch the channel. Picked it at random. I just picked up one of my old Reader's Digests and then just picked out that article because it was on the front. And then I realized, hey, that's probably going to be a great idea. So this is for a different channel. I do nothing but read the article, and I try to keep my voice very, even-keeled, obviously. So then I was researching for pictures to go with it, because I'm going to put stills in. Oh, this is my new channel. There's a box of books and some magazines, and here's a lady reading in the garden. Thought it was pretty fitting. So I decided to research the author's name to pull up a picture and maybe a bio, and then, obviously the other pictures are going to fit what's going on in the article. So the author, the author took me down a rabbit hole, a big fat rabbit hole. The first article that I found was written at the time, and this is from James Warren of the Chicago Tribune, where he talks about how surprised he is to see Reader's Digest portray Oliver North as a liar and a cheat. And this is the name of the author. And I thought, well, maybe this is important, that a right-wing, or what was known as a right-wing publication, which I never thought of it as that, but whatever, if they did, when it turned, perhaps. And so I started doing a search for this person. Obviously, this person has written a book now. Let me go to this page for a minute so we can see the picture of the author. Oh, it's got okay, there's the picture of the author, and look at the hands. Probably some sort of a sign. So the book that she's written is called The Secret of Rover. The Secret of Rover follows the clever and resourceful twins, Katie and David, as they race across country in their attempt to outwit an international team of insurgents who hold their parents and baby sister captive in a foreign land. Held hostage because they invented a spy technology called Rover that can locate anyone in the world. Katie and David's parents are in grave danger. Now, and it says they must meet their uncle, who they've never met, and the only person that can help them. And then it says this page-turning story from a debut author with insider knowledge of Washington. So, you know, I really could not find a biography of Rachel Wildavsky, but the name turned up quite a bit. And here is a Ben Wildavsky. And I think I pulled all of these pages up in the subsequent tabs. So let's just keep going. I also pulled up someone named Aaron Wildavsky, who is widely cited as a political scientist. He worked with public policy, government, risk management. So you can read his bio here on the Wikipedia page. And it's quite interesting. This is not the one that talks about it. Now, he was president of the American Political Science Association, apparently, because this table's in here. He was born in 1930. I think he's probably her father, but I'm not sure on that. I did not find that anywhere. Now this talks about the relationship between Max Singer and Aaron Wildavsky. And I don't know what all this stuff means. I just know it's a big rabbit hole, and I fell down it, and I'm just showing you the rabbit hole, and there's lots of connections everywhere. So Max Singer and Aaron Wildavsky wrote the book called The Real World Order, Zones of Peace / Zones of Turmoil. They note in their work that the world's superpowers have mutual interests in the political and economic success of democracy worldwide. Now the countries must establish a democratic, multinational effort to draw other countries into this zone of peace. They suggest establishing a United Nations Democratic Caucus through which democratic nations can, by the majority principle, agree on issues of international significance. The economic development opportunities that stem from this cooperation eventually will attract non-democratic nations who currently reside in what the authors call zones of turmoil. Wildavsky, who died in 1993, was founding dean of the Graduate School of Public Policy at the University of California, Berkeley. A former president of the American Political Science Association, he also taught at Oberlin College in Ohio. So this person, their work was very influential. Here is the biography for Aaron Wildavsky, which mostly talks about his work. It does not really talk about much of his personal life. It says he was born to Jewish parents who had immigrated from Ukraine, raised in Brooklyn, graduated from Brooklyn College. He went to Korea in the Army. After he went to college, it says after college, he went to the University of Sydney in Australia on a Fulbright scholarship. So I guess grad school. Yeah. 1959, he got his doctorate from Yale. So he taught at Berkeley after a brief period at Oberlin College. He said in the 60s he saw this speaks of the violence at Berkeley during the 60s. So let's see here. So here at the end, this is the only personal part. Wildavsky died of lung cancer in September 1993 in Oakland, California, married twice. He was survived by his second wife, and this is really odd, the way they phrase this, the former Mary Cadman, and 3 sons and a daughter. So I'm thinking that one of his sons is Ben, and his daughter is Rachel, and his other son perhaps is Aaron Wildavsky. So this mentions Aaron Wildavsky is a member of the Israeli Defense Forces. Now this is like a jokey kind of a thing. I'll show you another one. This was a confusing decision to all, as Aaron is not particularly zealous in the same way that most lone soldiers are. The leading theory is that Aaron didn't know what to do with his life and takes shawarma and likes shawarma and disorganization, so he went to Israel. Honestly, not a bad call on his part. Before joining the IDF, Aaron attended Washington University in St. Louis, where he studied political science and history. An interesting culinary note about Aaron. Okay, that's not enough. So this is like some kind of a blog where he got people to give them recipes. Okay, so his recipes are fajitas, cholent, and cheesy bread. And then if you scroll on down here, a lot of these people studied at the Washington University in St. Louis. And I don't know, maybe that's where this person that made the blog was. Boy, she put in a lot of them. And then as you scroll on down here, here's this other one where he mentions about this blog. The fiance of this person also has a recipe on Kosher College, but was smart enough to decline a personal bio. So, you know, these are jokey, but I just find it interesting. This must be, or could be, his son, his grandson. I really don't know. This is a blog for Aaron Wildavsky, and this, when these were published, we know we're talking about this man, the man that passed away in '93. Oddly enough, just a few months after the Reader's Digest article, because it is July or June 1993, and he passed away in September. Okay, so I tried to click to read these, but it just went to a dead page. It did say download PDF. I probably shouldn't have closed that. Now this says New York Times, and it won't let me see it because I don't want to pay them any money. But now this is something about Ben Wildavsky. Like I said, I clicked all of those links. So basically this is like his bio, his resume. Wildavsky, a former education editor of U.S. News and World Report, has spoken to dozens of audiences in the United States and abroad, including at Google, Harvard, and the World Bank. So this guy is deep in it, okay? Whatever's going on, he is deep in it. I mean, this is just incredible. So he graduated from Yale. Okay, this is at albany.edu/avail/files/Wildavsky_CV (1) close parenthesis .pdf. And I am going to close that one. Okay, and then this, for some reason, popped up. But if you search for Wildavsky, nothing shows up. So I'm not sure why this particular thing came up in the related to Ben Wildavsky. There's not even a citation from Wildavsky. This also popped up when I was searching for Rachel Wildavsky. It told me to go here, but when you search, you can't find her. So she used to be here and now she's gone. That's my guess. So then you move on to papers that cite Aaron Wildavsky's work. So here is a paper by Urson Dinselli and Sanjay Goel at the University of Albany, SUNY. Research designed for study of cultural and societal influence on online privacy behavior. And this is very interesting. And they cite his work many times. Right here is where they talk about it. Why didn't it call that one up? Wildavsky and Dake, in their 1990 work, suggest that individuals choose their level of fear in a given context that aligns with their worldviews. According to them, perceived risk is tied to cultural affinity and social learning, where individuals organize their own perceptions based on their social interactions and participation in groups. They tested the cultural theory of risk in several contexts. I'd like to see those. Claim that the worldviews serve as predictors for a general pattern of risk perceptions. And they talk about them more than once in this. I'm not going to go on and on. This is another albany.edu book or paper. This paper also cites his work, and it's titled Integrating Modes of Policy Analysis and Strategic Management Practice, Requisite Elements and Dilemmas. Again, very interesting. Also at albany.edu. All of these are at Albany, apparently. This one also is. So what's the title of this paper? It's much longer. This one's called Managing Air Quality and Scenic Resources at National Parks and Wilderness Areas. And he did some work into that. Now, this is another one of those things where it popped up and you're like, well, what? This person was cited in some of the work that Wildavsky has done. That's why. Now here's another one where he's credited with it, and this is called Beyond the Tipping Point, Understanding Perceptions of Abrupt Climate Change and Their Implications. And this one is at atmos.albany.edu. And it says not secure, whatever that means. So where did they mention Wildavsky? Well, down here in the bibliography. Now, this one's the interesting one too. What's this about? Oh. This is at biotech.law.lsu.edu/research/pbc/reports/cloning report/full report.html. So this is called Human Cloning and Human Dignity, an Ethical Inquiry. And as you saw, this person that wrote the article that I read, that I'm setting to pictures to publish on that other channel, is the director of the Education Project. And this was the President's Council on Bioethics, created by George W. Bush in 2001. So this person was part of that. I mean, interesting, right? So interesting. What is this? What's up with this? Now, this is the research of Aaron Wildavsky 20 years later. All right, well, I'm going to end for now because the dog's about to bark.